aspect of history is the Surya Tilak, or a ray of sun illuminating the forehead of Ramlala, and this was witnessed by lakhs of devotees at the Ram temple in Ayodhya. And this was on the occasion of Ram Navami, the birth date of Ram, the 9th day of the Chaitra Mas in the waxing phase of the moon. With this, a 500-year-old wait has come to an end. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while on the campaign trail, watched the divine ceremony of the Surya Tilak on his tablet mid-air. And while he was doing the darshan, PM Modi also took off his shoes in respect. Prime Minister Modi made a reference to the historic occasion at his election rally both in Assam and Tripura and said, "Today, Lord Ram is seated in his grand temple and his birth anniversary has been celebrated or was celebrated." Calling it an emotional moment, PM Narendra Modi also said, "May the Surya Tilak and this moment inspire our nation to scale new heights of glory." To tell us more about Ram Navami, the Surya Tilak, and the significance of this, the cultural significance of this, joining us is Vedic scholar Dushyant Sridhar. Right between his lectures, he's taken the time to speak with us. Namaskaram. Thank you very much for speaking with us, Dushyant ji. My first question to you is the significance of today, Ram Navami and also the Surya Tilak, especially when all political parties suddenly, those who even questioned Ram's existence, shunned his presence or his existence, etc., today are embracing Ram.
Namaskaram to all the viewers of News 18 and wishing each Astika, each Bharatiya a very happy Sri Ramanavami. This, of course, is a very special Ramanavami because it is being celebrated in the very Janmasthanam of Rama after the Prana Pratishtha. That said, Sri Ramanavami occurs every year. So I don't know what makes it special this year except for the beautiful temple in Ayodhya, which is seeing the Ramanavami after the huge hiatus of over 500 years. That said, Ramayanam, Anand, has been a scripture. It's called the Adi Kavyam. The first piece of literature ever known to Sanatana Dharma of Hinduism is Ramayana of Valmiki. And it has inspired so many poets, just not in the language of Sanskritam, but across the country. We have Kamba Ramayanam in Tamil, Tunjathu Ramanuja Ezhuthachan's Ramayanam in Malayalam, we have Mulla and Ranganatha Ramayanam in Telugu, we have Kumara Valmiki and Kuvempu's in Kannada, we have Ekanathi Ramayanam in Bhavati Ramayanam in Marathi, we have Jaganmohana Ramayanam in Odia, Kirtibasas in Bengali, we have Awadh Tulsidas's Ramcharitmanas, we have Bhanu Bhattacharya's Ramayanam in Nepali. We have a 1,300-year-old Ramayanam called Kakavin Ramayanam from the beautiful archipelago nation of Indonesia. So Ramayanam itself has 300 transcreations. Though the original biography is Valmiki, it has inspired so many. So it has followers across the diaspora. It has followers across different parts of the Southeast Asian subcontinent. Of course, in the hearts and minds of certain select handful of politicians, they do play with the Rama card, but that's a short-lived one. I'm sure even if they are not, if their spouses and their family members are huge devotees of Rama. That said, what is special about Ramanavami was your question. Yes. Valmiki says, Tatascha dvadashe mase chaitre navamike titau nakshatre aditi daivatye swachcha samstheshu panchasu graheshu karkate lagne vakpata vinduna saha. In the Shukla Paksha, in the waxing phase of the moon, in the Chaitra month, on the Tithi of Navami, which is today, when the asterism, when the constellation is being governed by Aditi, which is Punarvasu Nakshatram, was born Rama. He was born exactly in the noon time when the sun's rays were scorching enough. So we have very clear astronomical details to suggest that Rama was born on a certain time period. And in our dharma, we either take the Tithi or the Nakshatra, which is very important. Yes. Gokulashtami, Vinayaka Chaturthi, and then we have Rama Navami. So this Navami is made special, of course, in Ayodhya, the impregnable Ayodhya, with the Surya Tilakam today.
Not just a student of spirituality and also someone who is a scholar there, you're also a student of science and quite apt at that too, Dushyant. So let me ask you, what's the scientific relevance and significance of the Surya Tilak and how it's been achieved?
With regards to the politics surmounting it and around it, I would leave it to the politicians. But talking about the temple, the significance in Surya Tilakam, Anand, you'll be aware, I'm sure all our viewers will be aware, that Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism at large, through its scriptures, through its Maharishis, has always respected and adored science. So science, mathematics, and different forms, knowledge streams like Ayurveda, Dhanurvidya, is not alien to our culture. We have always married science, and there are such occasions. And while talking about Surya, especially the rays of the sun, it passes through and comes into so many temples in the south of India. If you take the Gopuram of Thiruvananthapuram,
Yes.
where we have the rays of the sun falling into every tire,
Every tier.
and if we think about the temples of the South India, where on solstices the rays of the sun fall exactly into the Garbhagriha,
Garbhagriha.
we have in the past respected astronomical science so much that our construction of temples itself was based on directions. Just not in India, even outside India, if you take the Angkor Wat temple called Paramavishnu Loka by the king called Surya Varman in the 13th century, the Kumar dynasty, he has constructed it in such a way that the rays of the sun fall on a panel that has the Bhima lying on the bed of arrows,
Bhishma,
Sharadalpa Gato Bhishma.
Bhishma.
So we know that Bhishma waited for the Uttarayana Punya Kalam. And so this marrying of science is not new. And the significance that I feel is Rama comes in the lineage of Surya. He comes in the Surya Vamsha.
Yeah.
So the first, the predecessor, one of the earliest predecessors was Vivaswan to Surya to Rama.
And
So
the son
indicative of
Ikshvaku.
Rama's lineage of Surya Vamsha, point number one. And point number two, Rama interned, though he studied under a rishi called Vasishtha, he interned for a short period under Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra.
So to venerate to Surya, the sun god, we use Gayatri Mantra. And Gayatri Mantra, that is venerative of Surya, was given to us by the rishi called Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra.
And it was under Vishwamitra that Rama interned for some period. So there is a Vakyam in Ramayana, it is Paramam Japam. So Gayatri Mantra was recited by Rama towards Surya in the presence of Vishwamitra. So this connection also makes it very interesting. And the third important thing, see, Surya, sun in our solar system is invincible, it is impregnable. Even a 0.5 degree Celsius increase in the temperature can cause a catastrophe or a havoc in the world.
Yeah.
So, in that way, sun can be called Ayodhya, which can never be won over a war. When sun is invincible, the place where Rama was born is also Ayodhya, which is invincible. So there's another connection there. And finally, of the thoughts that I had to share, we call it the solar system. That's how we have studied since our school days. So sun is central to the solar system, and there are so many planets around it. One such planet is Earth. Rama comes after a period of 500 years back to Ayodhya. So in a way, to Surya, Rama is the Atithi, the guest. And in our culture, we have always respected our guests. Atithi Devo Bhava. So Surya treats Rama as a beautiful guest who has come back home after such a long period, and he's doing an Harati through the Surya Tilak in this temple. This is how I perceive it to be, and today is a momentous occasion. I don't know, in many ways, our generations, people who are witnessing today, we are very lucky. We saw the Prana Pratishtha of Ayodhya. We now see the Surya Tilak on Ramas. I just feel that these are all such good nimittas and positive signs for Bharata Desham, India, to climb up the ladder to be one of the superpowers which respects every other country. This is how I feel.
Very, very beautifully outlined there, Dushanji. But the fact is that it's a tilakam that's only the light that is falling, not the heat, because it's reflected via mirrors. And you spoke about Kaushika Muni in our Venkatesha Suprabhatam also, Kaushalya Supraja Ramapurva Sandhya Pravartate. That itself is Vishwamitra waking up Ram on the banks of the Sarayu. But let me ask you this question. Those who have questioned Ram in the past, today are opening websites. They are also conducting and participating in Ram Navami rallies. You deliver regular sermons. Is there a rising consciousness about our Hindutvaness in our Rashtratva, our way of life among the people? Is there a larger consciousness, and is that why everybody, those who shunned it in the past, are also embracing it today?
In a way, yes, Anand. There was, see, after the independence, of course, we had a huge period of the colonial regime. We had the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, and before that we had the Mughals, and before that we had the Goris, the Khiljis, the Lodhis. So roughly for a period of 1,000 years, there was a lot of political turmoil in the country, and it was just not restricted to politics. It was also coupled with religion. Religion was brought in. For example, be it the Western religion of Islam or Christianity was forcefully brought in. Now we have started trying to live with people in harmony, but the last 1,000 years was not an easy sail. And especially after the independence, the curriculum was made, or people were made to think secular. The word secular was assumed that if you identify yourself with the Hindu identity, which the land is, of course, in the past, you have to be rightly apologetic about it. Oh, I'm a Hindu. But I feel with the percolation of social media across ages, across genders, across social and economic strata, people have started feeling, okay, if there is one country that has to celebrate the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the various sciences that we have bequeathed, it should be India. Why should we not be proud of? If Greece can be proud about its Greek civilization, if Egypt can be very proud about the pyramids and Sphinx and the various things that they have bequeathed, like the Sun Temple of Luxor and Aswan and so on and so forth, why should we not be proud about? See, we never demean other cultures. We don't speak ill of other religions. We respect other religions. We respect people who adhere to the other religions. But that doesn't mean I should not say a few nice things about my own culture. Why should I be apologetic about it? That is the thought that has crept across a lot of people. So people are coming out in the open and saying, why not? Why shouldn't I celebrate Ramanavami? See, I would just like to make a political point here. See, where a person can have an affiliation to a political ideology, like say one person could be bent on DMK, the other person could have affiliation on ADMK, the other person could have affiliation to Congress or one to BJP. That's not the point. But when you rise to a seat of position of power, let's say you become a minister, a chief minister, a prime minister, to you, you should be treating all religions as the same, and you should be wishing on all festivals. You know, for the last 50 years, Anand, I don't know how much people are aware, in the state of Tamil Nadu, if a DMK party comes to power, the chief minister doesn't wish on Ramanavami, he doesn't wish on Krishna Janmashtami, he doesn't wish on Vinayaka Chaturthi, he doesn't wish on Deepavali. Whereas they take pride in wishing for Ramzan and Christmas. There's no harm in wishing for other festivals. But why? When you are in a seat of power, why can't you wish your people? You don't have to follow. See, if I'm wishing happy Ramzan to my friend, does it mean I have to make a biryani? No, I just say happy Ramzan to my friend because I believe he's a Muslim and he's following that festival. So this is where politics is wrong. People don't talk. Now people say that, oh, if you celebrate Ramanavami, you're becoming communal. Then what about not wishing your own citizens, your own people on days of Ramanavami and Krishna Janmashtami? What will this count under? That should be a counter question, which I feel is absolutely logical, which should be asked.
You know, as always, lucid and very clear as ever. Dushyant Sridharji, a pleasure speaking with you. I'm aware that you have your own commitments delivering sermons. Wish you all the best with the next one. Thank you very much for joining us on this occasion of Ram Navami. Thank you. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Amidst this entire reverberating chants of Jai Shri Ram, the adornment of Surya Tilak on Ram Lala's forehead in Ayodhya,